In the previous video, I had introduced a bit of the history behind static electricity, and I had explained how the early theories were not so prevalent as they were not very efficient. So the scientific community had to come up with a bit more rigorous and a bit more modern theory for static electricity, with which we can explain how objects get charged. Here in this video, I'm going to explain this theory and I'm going to answer the question, how do objects actually get charged? So to understand this, we need to dive deep into an atom. We need to understand what is happening at the atomic level. Consider this particular atom. In this particular atom, let me show you a few things first. The nucleus is designated by this big red dot. Actually, the nucleus is very small, but just for the sake of simplicity, I've drawn it a bit larger. The nucleus is the hub for all the positive charge and the mass of an atom, which means all the protons and all the neutrons are present inside the nucleus. The electrons, on the other hand, keep revolving. They keep revolving around the nucleus in well-defined circular orbits. This is the theory of an atom as according to Niels Bohr atomic theory. Now, in an electrically neutral atom, the number of electrons always equal to the number of protons. That is how charges are balanced in an electrically neutral atom. So now, once there is an imbalance of this number of electrons, for example, there are a great number of electrons or less number of electrons, then that's what leads to charge in a body. For example, let's consider this atom right here to our left. In this atom, we have a total of 18 electrons. So there must be a total of 18 protons inside the nucleus to balance out the charge. So now, in case this atom loses a few of its electrons, let's suppose it loses this electron, it gives it away to somebody. This is because this is something which it can do. Actually, this electron which is present in the valence shell is actually not very tightly bound to the nucleus, and hence it can give it off pretty easily. It can share it with other atoms. So if this atom gives off this electron, then this atom becomes ionized. It contains 17 electrons now and 18 protons. It contains 17 electrons and 18 protons. So now 17 electrons and 17 protons cancel out the charge. However, there is one extra proton. One extra proton is what leads to a charge in the atom. On looking at it on a large scale, let's consider a chunk of material. Let's consider all the atoms in it to be ionized, to be so that it loses one of its electrons. Let's say all the atoms lose one of their electrons. Then, for all the atoms, there will be an excess of one proton. So, on a whole, and looking at it at a large scale, the entire chunk of material gains a net positive charge. This is how objects actually get charged, due to the actual transfer of electrons from an atom. The actual transfer electrons from atom leads to charge. This is the modern theory of static electricity. That's it for this video. Thank you very much.